Today I'm going to be learning about Norway by looking at someone's experience having moved to Norway. This is called I Moved to Norway and this is totally normal. So yeah, interested to see what they have observed about life in Norway that might not be normal for them. Let's check it out. Tell me what you think.
In Norway for the past 3 months has been surprisingly life-changing. And honestly, it's weird in the best way. Today, I want to share the honest truth. What I love, what's been hard, and how it's changed me. The first thing that shocked me is how quiet it is here. It is incredibly quiet. I mean, there's no small talk. People aren't screaming, they aren't shouting. They're just very quiet and respectful. And honestly, it was lonely at first, but it's given me so much breathing room now. And I think it actually is one of the best things because at night when I go to sleep, I hear no noise at all. It's completely dead silent. It's the equivalent to being in the forest and there's no sound around you. Not even bugs making noise, nothing. It makes sleep one of my favorite things now because of how quiet it is here. And for being in a capital city or in a huge city, it is incredibly amazing on how quiet it is. And it's not just at night, even during the day it's calm. People walk slower, nobody's rushing, nobody's honking, and it makes you feel like you don't have to be in this constant panic coming from a fast-paced place. It's a culture shock, but in the absolute best way. All right, and
I mean, that's actually a good one, and that's something I recognise as well. For like the last over a decade, I've lived in Asia, in big cities in Shanghai, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, and it's so rare to find somewhere quiet, somewhere peaceful. At night time, there's always some sort of noise in the distance, whether it's cars, motorbikes, just some sort of noise everywhere you go, especially in the middle of the city. When I go back to Scotland to visit family, I'm always surprised for the first couple of days of just how quiet it is. That's when you go to sleep, when you just go and you lie in the bed and there's like complete silence. It's amazing. I love it. It does make you feel more peaceful and more relaxed. But yeah, even when you go outside and yeah, it's just a lot quieter, a lot less hectic. I mean, some people like the hustle and bustle of the big city, like the noise and things going on, but yeah, again, just for your like general happiness, quietness and peacefulness is definitely better, I think, in my opinion.
the next thing is what I love about Norway. There's this very deep respect for nature here in Norway. You have 15 minutes away, you can reach a lake or forest to go on a hike, and I think that is amazing because if you're somebody who loves to hike, you have so much nature around you to access. And I think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any country I've been to. And what's cool is it's not just a young athletic crowd out in nature. You'll see older people hiking, biking, swimming. It's like everyone just makes time for the outdoors. It's not about how much you grind. It's about how well you live. And I think that says a lot about the people's values here. Actually, I went to swim in the water a couple days ago and it was amazing. It wasn't as cold as I thought. I thought the water was going to be freezing here and I couldn't swim because in California, you cannot swim unless you wear a wetsuit. But here, I jumped in and it was surprisingly warm and it felt very refreshing actually. So that's amazing. There's a lot of people there just swimming, doing their thing. I didn't really realize how much this actually matters to me, but it really does improve your life. It gives you that mental clarity and mental sense. And it really does make your day a lot more enjoyable, instead of just sitting inside all day, being on a phone, being outside in the beautiful nature and breathing in the fresh, clean air. It is really, really amazing. All right. And
yeah, that one as well. Like, I do know that I've heard a lot of people's experiences living in Norway, and that's something a lot of them mention is the accessibility to nature. There's a lot of it, and it's all very close as well, which is great. And a lot of people from Norway tell me that they definitely take advantage of it. They don't take it for granted. They go out and spend a lot of time out. But yeah, I think it's a great thing as well. There's not many countries in the world that have the offerings that Norway does, like the amount of hikes and how clean the air is and so on. But yeah, all these first two things definitely are things that just really improve the quality of life and general happiness of people. So yeah, I'm very jealous.
And what's been difficult for me? I'd say definitely grocery stores closing early. I always forget, even though I constantly say that grocery stores close early, I always forget on Sunday. And sometimes I don't have a lot of food in my fridge because I keep forgetting. So I need to remember that, but that's definitely been difficult for me. Groceries here are surprisingly expensive, which I didn't expect, so budgeting you have to get a lot better at, which I'm definitely trying to improve at. But another thing I noticed.
Yeah, that one as well. I have heard groceries are expensive, but as like a Norwegian, is it annoying that maybe the shops are not open as much as they could be? But I guess being from Norway, you're probably just used to it and you already can like plan out when you're going to shop and how to do it. It's not really a problem. But do you like it if maybe you go to another country and the supermarkets are open very late at night, open every day? That's one thing I would miss. Like here in Malaysia, there's always somewhere open for food, like whether it's restaurants, coffee shops. A lot of them are 24 hours. Supermarkets, sometimes 24 hours, if not open every day until at least 10 p.m. Yeah, what would you prefer? I think it's good also that the workers get good rest and they don't have to work every single day in those sort of places. So I guess that's fair.
Is how clean and organized grocery stores are here. Like even the packaging is neat. There's way less junk food and much more of a focus on fresh ingredients. It actually makes me want to cook way more than I ever would have. Oh, and also if you don't speak Norwegian, you definitely feel like an outsider. I definitely feel like an outsider not speaking Norwegian, but luckily I'm going to take some classes to learn about Norwegian and learn how to speak it so I can live more efficiently here, It is definitely a tough language for me, I've seen it and I've heard it and it seems very tough, but I think I can definitely learn it. So that's something I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it goes well. Another thing I want to talk about is how interesting the weather is here. Coming from California where it's completely sunny all year round, the weather here is definitely a big change. It's not sunny, but it's also not as hot, which I really like. An interesting thing that happened to me a couple days ago it was completely sunny, right? No clouds in the sky. And then 2 hours later, complete cloud, wind, raining, and then sunny again. And I was just like, I've never experienced such bipolar weather, and it's so fascinating to me. So if you coming to Norway, just be prepared for the very interesting weather because it can change very rapidly. So just be prepared for that. But otherwise, it's amazing weather, and I can't wait for the winter. The next thing I'm going to be
being Scottish, being like relatively close proximity to Norway, we definitely have that issue with the weather as well. Like can be like they say, it can be 4 seasons in one day. I find it's like more difficult to plan what you want to do because you don't know what the weather's going to be like and so on. Again, like here in Malaysia, every day is 32 degrees. Doesn't really change. Some days it's rainy, but it's like it will last an hour and then it'll be finished. It's just very consistent, so you can plan a bit better, but the drawback to that is it's just super hot every day. It can be quite difficult to do some activities in this temperature. It is nice to have the seasons and having that change in weather.
Talking about is food. Let me tell you about the food here because I have fallen in love with some of these amazing local Norwegian snacks. For example, you have this fish in mackerel sauce, which is amazing. I love it, and I have it with mayonnaise on bread. It is delicious. Another thing I love eating here is this ham and cheese paste. It's basically ham and cheese in a tube, and it's a paste. You put it on bread. It is delicious. And the third thing I love eating here in Norway is the amazing liver smash. Now, I don't really know what liver smash is, but it just tastes amazing. So I just eat it and I put it on my bread. I love it. I just love all these different types of snacks here and food. So if you guys are coming to Norway, make sure that you have an open mind because when I first came, I've never heard of these things. But I have an open mind, and now I love them. So, because there are a lot of interesting dishes that, you wouldn't typically get in the U.S., but I would just say keep an open mind because you never know what you'll love, and you're probably going to fall in love with the local food because I did, and at first, I had no idea what it was. I think Norway has taught me that success isn't always about hustle. Here, people value balance, and they take care of themselves, and honestly, that's changed the way that I think about life. So yeah. 3 months in Norway has changed me more than I ever expected. It's not just, the beautiful landscapes and the cozy cafes, it's also the mindset too. I still don't have everything figured out, but honestly, I'm starting to feel like where I'm meant to be. And that's more than enough.
Yeah, interesting video. Yeah, some cool points. You can tell me what you think about them as a Norwegian. Yeah, it's just cool to see see the experience of someone else who's moved to Norway, and again, very positive. There's definitely shared things that people like when they go there, and it's more about the quality of life. It just seems a lot higher than most other countries. So yeah, really enjoy that. If there's any other good videos like this, please recommend them. Thanks.